Hello everyone. Today I will recap the movie The Bricklayer. Please watch the movie with me. The movie begins in the city of Thessaloniki, Greece. A mysterious man named Rodek came to see Greta, a German female journalist who specializes in exposing the dark side of the CIA. Rodek gives she a set of secret documents related to a serious scandal of the CIA, emphasizing that if the document is published, the whole of America will be shocked. She asks Rodek if he wants her to publish this document. However, with a cold face, Rodek replies that he has his own way, then he shoots Greta in the head, killing her instantly. After that, a series of news about Greta's assassination is published, and all suspicions are directed at the CIA. Many people believe that this intelligence agency killed she to cover up the clues. At the CIA headquarters in the US, agents check the surveillance cameras around Greta's crime scene. While checking, female agent Kate discovers a suspect who has escaped the camera's sight. Luckily, a young man accidentally captured the suspect's face while taking a photo. When she sees it, Kate realizes that it is Rodek, who was believed to have died a year ago. Kate's boss, Mr. Malley, also reveals that Rodek was a secret agent of the CIA, working undercover in Russian and Greek mafia organizations. However, when Rodek was believed to have died, no one found his body. The next day, due to the urgency of the situation, Malley takes Kate to see Vail, to explain the difficulties the intelligence agency is facing. Someone is trying to frame the deaths of journalists as the CIA. They suspect that it was Rodek. However, Vail insists that he was the one who killed Rodek. But before he can finish, Malley shows him a photo. In the photo is the Russian boss, who killed Rodek's wife and children 2 years ago, and is now dead. There is only one person who can do this, Rodek. Malley asks Vail to complete the unfinished mission of eliminating Rodek. Malley wants he to take Kate with him to capture Rodek, because Rodek is a dangerous criminal. Since Vail is retired, this operation will be kept secret. Since he and Rodek are close friends and have been through a lot together, so he will understand Rodek well. In the end, he refuses to participate, because he does not want to get involved in the CIA's trouble. That night, while Vail is visiting the construction site, he is attacked by 2 strangers with guns. With quick reflexes, he dodged and ducked into a wall to avoid. The bullet just grazed his side, not causing any danger to his life. In the end, he defeated the there. When he discovered that they were people sent by Rodek, he decided to cooperate with the CIA. Vail and Kate then flew to Greece to find Rodek. Upon arrival, Vail visited a friend named Patricio, who was also a CIA agent, but was fired. Suddenly, Vail gave Patricio a bag of opium, which surprised Kate. It turned out that the drugs were to help Patricio's dog, who had cancer. Patricio took out a suitcase containing luxury clothes. They would change their appearance to easily approach Rodek's subordinates. There was also a collection of handguns. Patricio also brought out a Mercedes CLS with a 550 horsepower V8 engine. However, this car was not equipped with airbags. The next morning, they arrived in the city where Greta was killed. Here, they rested at a 5-star hotel. While Kate was taking a shower, Vail left the hotel without notice. He goes to a nearby church that is being renovated. He then attends a party and meets his ex-girlfriend, Ty, a CIA agent working in Greece. Ty tells him that Foreign Minister Kostas is suspicious of American activities there. Vail also tells her the reason he is in the city, which is to find Rodek. Ty gives him information about the Sten crime group, which Rodek is involved with. The group is no longer a small group, but has become the owner of a luxury nightclub. Vail then goes to Sten's nightclub, and immediately makes it clear that he is there to find Rodek. However, he pretends not to know, insisting that Rodek is dead. Vail realizes that he is lying. Feeling that the secret has been exposed, he tries to kill Vail to silence. However, Vail quickly defeated Sten's subordinates. Vail grabbed a gun and fired into the air, to tell the crowd to disperse, but no one left. Sten angrily ordered his men to hunt down Vail. Fortunately, Kate drove up in time, and helped them escape. In fact, Vail had only caused trouble at the bar to install a GPS tracker on Sten's, scaring him into returning to find Rodek. At that time, they will easily catch Rodek. At this time, the CIA also received a blackmail message from Rodek. This message contained evidence that the CIA had secretly carried out assassinations of individuals and organizations abroad. If this information were made public, it could cause a major boycott from allied countries, and even lead to the risk of World War III. Kate and Vail followed Sten, and when they saw him leave the house, they took this opportunity to sneak into his house to search for evidence. Kate searched everywhere but found nothing, while Vail touched a nearby wall and noticed fresh cement dust. He took out his construction tools, and followed the lines on the wall to open a brick. Inside, they found documents about recent murders and also discovered Rodek's next target. Just then, they heard someone coming in and quickly hid in a corner. Sten's bodyguard discovered intruder in the house. Despite her training, Kate could not shoot him, but Vail eventually killed him. After the battle, Kate had a more positive impression of Vail. Based on the information gathered at Sten's house, they determined that Rodek's next target was journalist Alikos Melas. Vail's group began to set up a trap to capture Rodek. At this time, the people in the city began to demonstration, chasing away the CIA. They scuffled and created a chaotic crowd. Right at this moment, Vail received a call from Rodek and saw his figure, immediately chasing after him. However, the person Vail encountered was not Rodek, but just a trap. In fact, Rodek was at Melas's place, and he shot and killed journalists right in front of the crowd. Kate was also very angry, but could not catch up with Rodek, while Vail realized it was a trap and immediately returned to Melas's place. He quickly opened fire on Rodek's car, but was trapped in the crowd. Fortunately, Patricio took the tablet despite the broken screen, and they were still able to access the hard drive to view the information. The city's police force is frantically searching for suspect, suspecting that Melas's death is related to the CIA. That night, Vail visits Ty and rekindles their old flame. The next morning, when Vail returns home, he finds Kate holding a gun to him. Kate discovers that before Melas died, Vail had contacted Rodek, and she suspects Vail of being his accomplice. Vail says nothing, and quickly grabs the gun from her hand. He then smiles and returns the gun to her, claiming that he had contacted Rodek, but things are not as she thinks. Afterwards, Vail came looking for Patricio, but when he reaches the warehouse, Vail cannot contact him. Feeling that something is wrong, Vail immediately takes his gun and rushes inside. Sadly, he was killed by Sten's men and had a bomb hung on him. With his experience, Vail quickly removed the battery clamp and slowly lowered Patricio's body. At this time, the gangster Stens had surrounded the warehouse. They were confident because of their numbers, and kept shooting at Kate and Vail. He told Kate to find a hiding place, and he would confront them. He picked up a gas cylinder, threw it outside, and fired a shot, causing it to explode. Taking this opportunity, Vail rushed out like a god, fighting alone, easily destroying the enemy. Outside, Vail was trying to fight, using both guns and hand-to-hand combat. As a veteran CIA agent, he easily defeated the group of opponents. However, the situation became complicated when Sten kidnapped Kate as a hostage. Vail asked them to release her first, then he would go to surrender. They were holding dozens of rifles. If Vail tried to run away, he would be in danger. It seemed that they wanted to capture him alive to report the credit to Rodek. As soon as Kate left there, Vail threw a bomb at the enemy group and started shooting. As a result, he killed all of them. Kate thought Vail was dead. When she saw a figure opening the door, she burst into tears of happiness and rushed towards Vail. At this time, Vail revealed the truth. Rodek was an elite CIA agent. He did everything so that his wife and children could settle in America. In the end, Rodek promised the CIA that he would complete a difficult mission that no one dared to attempt. However, the CIA did not keep their promise, resulting in the murder of his wife and child. At this moment, Kate received a message from her superiors, informing her that the CIA had agreed to settle the scandal of Rodek for $100 million. Rodek requested that all the money be converted into Bitcoin and transferred to a cold wallet. Malley instructed that Kate would make the transaction this time. While Vail was dismissed by Malley as no longer of value to the CIA, immediately afterwards, Kate took the subway alone to the designated location. The CIA was confident that they could capture Rodek. However, because Rodek is a brilliant spy, so this was not easy. When Kate entered a pub, suddenly a hand covered her mouth. That person was Vail, who had been following her throughout the journey. She also completely trusted he. She gave him the cold wallet containing $100 million in Bitcoin. Then, Vail walked into a designated basement level, where there was a computer on the table. He plugged the cold wallet into the machine, and the money was immediately transferred to Rodek. At the same time, a video call between the two was established. During the conversation, Rodek announced that he had only one final mission left, to assassinate the Greek foreign minister, Kostas, to start World War III. After that, he said goodbye to Vail. At this time, Vail sensed the danger approaching. The door was suddenly locked, while the bomb under the table was activated, and would explode in less than 30 seconds. In an urgent situation, he pushed the table into the corner and found a chair to hide. The explosion occurred, blowing away a section of the wall, injuring Vail, but still able to stagger out. Fortunately, he only suffered minor injuries. Outside, Roddick also drove to he intending to stab Vail, but Vail managed to dodge into a trash can and survived. At this time, Kate also arrived, and Vail got into car, and they quickly got to chase Roddick. Despite being injured, Vail was determined to avenge his friend Patricio. Kate stuck her head out to shoot but missed. Seeing he recklessly driving through the crowd, Vail drove into an alley. Vail's car collided with his car, causing his car to flip over at the bottom of the slope. Then, the ambulance also arrived in time to take Kate away. Vail got out of the car to look for Roddick, but couldn't find him. Vail guessed that he would come to the conference to assassinate the Greek minister Costas. After a while of searching, Vail finally discovered Roddick among the reporters. He was using a sniper rifle attached to the camera, so the people around didn't suspect anything. Vail wanted to pull out his gun and shoot he, but that might cause chaos in the crowd and give he a chance to escape. Instead, Vail picked up a nearby construction hammer and repeatedly hit the scaffolding, causing Roddick's bullet to deviate. The surrounding security team immediately rushed to protect Costas. Roddick was now seriously injured. After falling off his bike last time, this time he fell from the scaffolding, making him unable to get up. Vail did not hesitate to hit he with a hammer. He tried to pull out a photo of them together. At the same time, the police shot at Vail because they thought he was Roddick's accomplice. Not long after, Vail woke up in the hospital and saw the beautiful agent Kate in front of him. Mali praised Vail's bravery. The Greek foreign minister Costas also considered him a savior. After Mali left, Vail tells Kate that based on Roddick's personality, he is not a greedy person. Vail asserted that there were still spies in the CIA. However, what surprised Vail was that spy was his ex-girlfriend, Ty. When he saw Vail, Ty felt nervous. Vail realized she was a spy thanks to the music CD, which Roddick loved and had given Vail before. This showed that they had a secret relationship. At this time, she also pointed a gun at him and called her men to handle he. However, she underestimated the ability of him. He put a white bag in the microwave, then he climbed out onto the balcony to wait. Ty's henchmen rushed in with guns. When they heard the beeping sound coming from the microwave, a huge explosion occurred, sending they flying, including Vail outside the door was also set flying downwards. He staggered to his feet after the fall, but he didn't expect Ty to want stab him to. Fortunately, Kate appeared like a goddess, pointed her gun and shot Ty to death. At this time, Kate walked over to comfort he, and they left together. Mali then decided to promote Kate, but she turned it down because she no longer loved the job. She expressed her desire to serve her country, but not here. She also adopted her friend Patricio's puppy, which surprised her other co-workers. Vail returned to the job of construction worker he loved, and every brick he laid contributed to the beauty of the country. Thank you for watching. If you find it interesting, please give me a like and a comment about this movie. Especially, please subscribe to the channel to follow my movie recap. See you again, my dear friends.